folks, here again, back with my good friend Nij. We want to talk a little bit tonight about heroes. So I've pulled up his team, and I'm going to let him have the floor a little bit in a second. We're going to talk about hero teams, compositions, heroes we love, heroes we hate. Obviously, in our parting comments, he said, you know, if you're VIP Zero, pick one team, don't chase every new hero, unless it's Crash. I'm going to give it over to him. You know, this is your team. Tell me about your team. Obviously, you're running Monk Sung, who is not 5 stars. He's only 3.1. You're running a Jacob. You're running a Pagani. You're running a 5-star Edwin and a 4-star Vortex. And yet, you're 37 on a merger. Tell me your thoughts on your team, strengths, weaknesses, stuff like that.
Basically, my team just tries to keep the other team from playing. Between Monk Sung with his knock-up and his stun, Edwin pairs really well with that. Pagani, you know, the sleep and everything like that, and then Vortex is stun. And then Jacob's ult, which always brings him back to full health if he can get it off, and he actually knocks people up there too. So basically, I'm just trying to keep your team from being able to play.
How's it work? Does it work good?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I got to pick my battles. So when I'm going through looking at, you know, who I can beat in the arena and whatnot, I'm looking for 2 things really, Crash and Sebastian. If they have those, I've basically got no chance.
What is it about Sebastian that hurts you?
They usually get their control spells off quicker. If they run into Zoe with it, their Zoe's going to ult before I can stun them. Just small things like that, just small nuances.
Because you have no backline attackers.
Yep. I've got no backline attackers. I've got nobody who's going to jump into the middle of them. I'm looking for somebody who's running a 1 tank that I can sleep pretty quickly, and then I can move into that backline and, really start wrecking havoc on them.
So with your team, and obviously your love for Crash, how do you feel, because you know how I feel about Edwin, how do you feel about Edwin knowing his strengths and weakness?
Have you ever been in a bad relationship before that you just couldn't get out of?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my relationship with Edwin. He was literally the first legendary hero I got. I was like, oh, this guy's blue. He's got some really awesome hair. Looks like a wizard or some crazy stuff like that. I'm going to get him. And I think you actually told me at that point in time that it wasn't worth it either.
I never liked him. I got him on my first account, and even with Monk Sung, he just wasn't that good. Now he was okay. You had a 5-star, and like you did. Mm-hmm. But there were just his ultimate could really hose you because if somebody else drops their ultimate when he drops his ultimate and misses everybody. His damage was sketchy. He was real weak. They buffed him on that. But then they brought Crash in, and suddenly it was like, there's nothing like a free hero that shuts down my $1,000, $1,500 hero.
Yeah, it really sucks. It really sucks. But then again, 1 out of 4 times Crash boosts them.
Yes. But I never get the 1 out of 4.
I haven't seen it happen yet.
I think I got it once, and I was like, "What happened?"
Wait, why did that guy hold up there for 5 seconds?
Yeah, I was like, I gotta watch replay because that guy was like up there all day, and I was like, It's like go me.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on having a non-4, non-5-star Monk Sung?
He's serviceable. Obviously, if I'm going up against somebody who's got like a 5-star Kaiser, I mean that's the entire reason why Jacob's in there because I need that additional tank. Just sit there and take the punishment that Monk Sung's not doing right now. Plans are to eventually get him up there, but right now it's not the biggest priority in the world. But yeah, I mean sometimes you just gotta figure out ways to make it work, and it's embarrassing. Yeah, you look at every single other team that's up there, and it's all 5 stars, everything, silver stars, something, gold stars somewhere. There's me, top 50.
That's not true. There's a guy a few levels ahead of you with a 4-star Sizo, Ariel, and Robin.
Oh, okay. Are they all 4 dotted?
Yeah, they're all 4 dotted.
Okay.
But I agree with you. There's an issue that we run into with, those guys that can have those 5 stars or greater legendaries. I look at mine and I like, man, I wished I hadn't ever got Teresa. I wished I hadn't ever got Edwin. There's 3K right there. I could do something else with. There's a lot. There's a lot of stuff you could, gym wise, you could have put elsewhere.
Getting my 4-star vortex into a 5-star vortex instead.
Which is huge. I mean, the hit points.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I've got a son. I've got a son with a 3-star vortex. That was a little gift for him, and he takes out guys way higher than him, and they're like, "I can't beat that stupid 3-star vortex." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what happens."
Yeah, it happens, and I don't know if you saw the possibly new patch notes that are coming out, but he's supposedly getting an awakening that'll boost his ultimate 200%.
200%. Yeah, I saw that. They're definitely changing a lot of the game. So let's jump from here because I'll get to Vortex again later. You talked about not chasing all the new heroes, but who just came out today was Vala, brand new tank. In fact, I'll pull mine up because I've got her almost orange 1. She's level 90. Her stats are terrible because my items are so terrible. She has no prayers on her, but her skills are phenomenal. I mean, do I, as a new here, as an old player, VIP 0, or definitely if I'm a new player and I just picked her up, do I chase her? I mean, do you think she's worth chasing, knowing the tanks that are out there, knowing the team compositions that are out there, knowing what you're facing?
Absolutely, especially once you get in the later game. She can take that Wings of Origin and not care one bit.
Which is huge because it shreds my Chavez or anyone else, 4-dotted, orange 2+ like nothing.
Yeah. She can take that. The other nice thing is that, any of the, captain skills that you've got coming out that are going to hit that front line, they're not going to affect her at all. Then you've got the additional bonus of, sleep stuns, all that crowd control options that are out there. She gets hit with that while she's in it. She does area damage to the enemy team.
Mm-hmm.
She's just fitting this theme that they're running along with like the Jasons and stuff like that, to where they're trying to get away from everybody going with sleeps and silences and stuns and go more into like a burst style meta.
Yes.
And I think she's going to be a fantastic counter for quite a long time.
So, I mean, obviously we're going to chase her because we feel she's worth it. What about Jason? Tank last month.
We had thoughts that he was going to be really, really good against, the sleeps and stuff like that, but he hasn't worked out for me much. He's decent in Crystal Dungeons, but that's pretty much it.
It's been hit or miss. I know a few guys that swear by him, and others that are like, I could have lived without him. But I think like you and I both would agree, Vala's probably going to be either nerfed, they're going to change her in some way, or she's going to become the main tank for a large population of the servers.
Especially for the fact that she's a free hero, she's gonna move right up there with the Chavez style of, running a magic team, getting the boost from the girl power and stuff like that, or Mira's or Merlin's. It'll be nice.
And a month from now, you can buy her soul stones, for $5 or $10, which is gonna really put her mainstream.
What is it? It's going to be like 15 soul stones for $6 or something like that.
Yeah, 15 for 5 or 30 for 9. So you're gonna see the big boys getting in on it.
But the nice thing is they can only buy them 6 times.
Yeah. Still, it's pretty awesome. I want to talk real quick. Obviously, I think this is the one thing I've realized as I've played more, spent time. And you talked about this, and I've been preaching this a lot. Don't chase all those teams. Focus on one team. How important is that one arena team in the entire aspect of the game?
It's huge. And especially as a free player, that's going to be your source of diamonds. That's where you're going to get your, your daily 100 diamonds if you can get into the top 100, to where you can use that for your, 250 fill up staminas. And that'll get you an extra 240 experience. Or you can save it all. But that team is the one that's going to, it's going to defend your wall. It's going to be your arena team. It's going to be, the team that sits in your Kingdom Wars. The Alliance War, that's going to be your team that's going to sit there and try and take out 4 or 5 of the other person's teams. It's no good to have, and I made this mistake, running around chasing heroes left and right, and I've got, so many fantastic heroes that all suck because I didn't put any time and effort into, maxing out any single one of them.
I'm there, man. I think I learned the hard way. I don't need 3 full great teams for Hero Brawl. I mean, don't get me wrong, Hero Brawl is not bad. What I get from Hero Brawl is pretty limited because, let's be honest, most people don't raise Pandorus up. Most people choose Candy for Lord Celia. Mm-hmm. And then you get all these other runes that, maybe you raise a Gorgana if you're a free hero. Maybe you don't. Maybe you raise Gridlock just for the whole...
anti-silence.
Well, even that, but more Sky City, in-game kind of stuff. And, over time, I just spent on this account here, I just dropped 20K coins from the shop. And, I'm still sitting on 3.2. I haven't even bought Soulstones. I just bought, runes that I needed. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't invest in anybody else outside my main team now. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pause this. So I agree. I think for the majority, Nij and I would probably tell you guys, pick your team, focus on your team. Don't go crazy. Yeah, they're gonna break your heroes, just like your Sebastian got broke, just like the Wings of Origin team just got broke. But realize that's going to happen, so don't be, I guess, too upset when it does. You know what I'm saying? Would you agree?
Absolutely, man.
What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying?
You can put all your eggs in a million different baskets and never make it anywhere, or you can put them all in one basket and shoot for the moon.
That's right. Well, man, I gotta go, real life calls, so I appreciate you again stopping by. Big thanks to you again, Nij.
Hey, no problem.
So
everybody out there, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button.
I appreciate it. I didn't even pay him for that. So y'all have a good one. Thanks again, guys, for watching, and we'll talk to y'all later.